The roar of the city was his first audience. The gritty pavement, his first stage. For Leo, every day was a performance for survival. By day, he'd weave through the relentless river of people, his voice a soft murmur against the urban cacophony, offering to shine scuffed shoes for a few coins. By night, the underpass became his concert hall, the acoustics bouncing off the concrete as he poured his soul into songs he'd composed in his head, the lyrics scribbled on discarded napkins. His guitar, a second-hand relic with a cracked body and worn-out frets, was his most prized possession. It was his escape, his confidant, the one thing that made him feel rich when his pockets were empty. He'd play for the indifferent crowds, their footsteps a staccato rhythm against his melodies. The coins that occasionally landed in his open guitar case weren't just currency, they were fleeting acknowledgments that his voice, his story, mattered. Then came the flyer, crumpled and rain-spotted, tucked under a wiper blade. Star Search auditions, tomorrow. It felt like a message, a dare from the universe. With a heart pounding louder than the subway trains, he used a week's earnings to buy a clean, plain white t-shirt and mustered every ounce of courage to walk through those towering studio doors. Backstage was a world of sequins, vocal warm-ups, and anxious parents. Leo stood alone, his cracked guitar case feeling shabbier than ever. Whispers slithered around him. Does he know where he is? A street performer. How quaint. He closed his eyes, blocking them out, and thought of the underpass, the honest echo, the freedom. His name was called. The walk to the center of the vast, silent stage felt like a mile. The lights were blinding, reducing the thousand-strong audience to a dark, murmuring sea. The judges' faces were polite, expectant. "Hello, son," the famed, usually stern judge, Arthur, said. "What's your name, and what will you be singing for us today?" "My name is Leo," he said, his voice a quiet tremor. "And this is a song I wrote. It's called Dust and Dreams." He strummed the first, raw chord. And then he sang. He didn't just sing the words, he lived them. His voice, no longer a murmur, was a force of nature, raw, powerful, and etched with a pain and hope that could only be earned, not learned. He sang of cold nights and hungry days, of watching the world from the outside, of tracing dreams on foggy windows. He sang of the stubborn ember of hope that refused to die, fanned by every stranger's smile, every chord that felt right. The camera closed in on Judge Arthur. The initial polite curiosity had vanished from his face, replaced by something deeper, something awestruck. His eyes glistened. Other judges exchanged looks of sheer disbelief. Leo built towards the final chorus, his voice soaring, cracking with emotion, filling the entire studio with a truth so pure it was almost unbearable. As he struck the last, resonant chord, a perfect silence hung in the air for a breathtaking second. Then, chaos, beast, a glorious, deafening sound erupted. The entire stage exploded in a shower of golden light. Confetti rained from the ceiling. Judge Arthur was on his feet, his hand slammed on the legendary golden buzzer, tears now streaming openly down his face. The audience erupted into a thunderous, roaring standing ovation. Leo stood frozen, his guitar still in his hands, looking up at the falling golden confetti as if it were snow in a dream. He was surrounded, hugged, but the world had melted into a blur of light and sound. Arthur ran onto the stage, took Leo's face in his hands, and said the words that would change everything. "Son, that was not a performance. That was a soul. You don't need a golden buzzer to tell you. You're a star. You just reminded all of us what real talent looks like. Your journey ends here. You're going straight to the live finals." Overwhelmed, Leo finally broke, sobbing into his hands, not tears of sadness, but of release, of validation, of a lifetime of struggle finally being seen and celebrated. From the cold, hard streets to the brightest stage in the world, the poor boy with the broken guitar had just won it all. His life, his music, and his dreams were now bathed in gold. Sparkles.